Hello Rangers, have returned. I'm so sorry, the video's late. It was due out on Monday, but I was doing some tweets on this build. It's, I don't know, I just didn't have the mental energy to get some out on Mondays, and I just took a break yesterday. But thankfully we've got a build today, and we are doing a melee build. It's not my forte, melee builds. Melee builds are quite a niche build type inside Fallout 76. They're not always great for public defense and stuff, but they're really nice to run around in sometimes and see what sort of damage you can do. And I think I've made a pretty decent tanky one, and there's many melee weapons you could use with this build, which is really nice. So let's get straight to it. This is my unarmed build, melee build, whatever you want to call it, for 2026, and let's get straight to it. Let's get to the specials first. So first and foremost, we have a 10 in strength, a 7 in perception, a 10 in endurance, a 8 in charisma, a 6 in intelligence, a 10 in agility, and a 5 in the luck. Feel free to pause the video at this moment in time just so you can jot down those numbers. There we go. Let's go straight to the perk cards. We're going to go into legendary perks first. Let me just change one of these. I do have one for a melee build. It might not be fully stacked yet. And a damage in a small area. We'll be fine right now on that. But I would say hack and slash would be a decent one to have. Melee attacks deal 30% of their damage in a small area, except power tools. So I think we'll keep on taking one for the team instead. So let's start from the beginning. We have the legendary intelligence at a rank 4 +5 intelligence. We have a legendary strength rank 4 +5 strength. A legendary luck rank 4 +5 luck. A legendary endurance rank 4 +5 endurance. A legendary agility +5 agility. And taking one for the team at a rank 4, enemies take 40% more damage when they attack you if you're on a team. One of the big questions I'm getting at the moment is like when people come and look into my build at the moment, they're saying, oh, well, your special said you only had 10 strength, but when I'm looking at your perk loadout, now you've got 15. Guys, remember, you need to put your legendary perk cards on to buff up your special points, and if you have maximum rank special points, you get the maximum benefit, and that's an extra 5. So, for example, on the legendary intelligence rank 4, you get +5 intelligence. So, just to clear up that confusion for some people, I think it's a lot of new players who are asking that question. And I do apologise for not being clear about that. I know a lot of videos aren't really clear on that, but do use your legendary perk cards when you've got enough grind for your perk coin points. Any cards you don't need in your perk cards, strap for your perk points. Double check first that you do not need those perk cards for any future builds. Strap, get your perk points, get your legendary specials. And again, if you want to just pause the video at these legendary perk cards, feel free, you can. Right. Let's get straight to the perk cards. We love the perk cards. We love talking about the perk cards. It's a melee build, so there might be a few mistakes here. There might not be a few mistakes here. Please let me know in the comments. You always do. You always keep me up to date on where I need to be with my builds. And we all support each other and we all build the builds together. So let's start off with strength. It's a 2 points with a strong back. Gain more carry weight based on your strength. As I always say, carry weight is my big jam. I love carry weight. I always want plenty of space to carry shit. So there we go. Next is Barbarian. Gain damage resistance based on your strength, doubled when you're not wearing armor. We've got a Scatter Shot, a +2, 20% of damage dealt to limbs is applied to all limbs on your target, so smacking them once smacks everything. Limb damage everywhere. Next is Iron Fist. Your fist deal 30% more damage based on DODR. Blocker at a rank 1, take 15% less damage from your opponent's melee attacks. Because we're going to be close quarters, more than likely someone's going to try and smack us across the face, so we want to negate a little bit of that damage. Incisor, your melee and fist weapons ignore 75% of your target's armor. So you're just going to push through that armor as best you can with your melee moves. So there you go. Martial Artist, your melee weapons weigh 60% less and you can swim them 30% faster. I love this perk. I love being able to swing. Great stuff. That's what you want. Next is Kneecapper. Melee weapons deal 50% melee limb damage. marrying up with a scatter shot there as well for the extra limb damage, more damage producing, the more you'll be able to kick out that enemy as soon as possible. And that excludes, though, no power tools. I do carry a chainsaw with me, sometimes an auto axe is variable on this, but mainly we're going to be focusing on board the hand-to-hand combat weapons on this, but I'll show you all the weapons you could possibly use on this build down the line when we get there. So next we have Perception at a 7. It's a number cruncher. Your weapons have 2% increased damage per AP cost, so you're using your fats with your melee weapon for that extra damage. It's extra damage on top, costing your AP. We'd all be quite tanky on this build because we are going to be close quarters, so I want that extra resistance. And we'd have Refractor, gain energy resistance based on your perception. That'll cost you 2. We've got a Tormentor. You deal 20% more damage per crippled limb your target has, marrying back up to Scattershot, marrying back up to Kneecapper. So all that damage on those limbs is going to calculate, and you're going to see the damage numbers going up the more you attack. Next, we have Endurance, tanky section. We are an overeat, so you see Rejuvenated on there down the line. We've got Life Giver at rank 2, gain more max HP per point into your endurance. We've got an Ironclad at rank 3, armor provides 25% more protection, double div wearing a matching set. We are wearing a matching set today, but we're wearing a very different matching set, and you'll see later. It's a very expensive armor set I'm wearing. It's ridiculous to make, but it has the extra benefits. We've got the Iron Stomach at an increased damage and energy resistance based on your endurance while not diseased. We love these cards. More damage, more energy resistance, more AP on one of them as well, you'll see. Natural resistance, increased elemental resistance based on endurance while not diseased. First Quencher, increase max AP based on your endurance while not diseased. So extra AP means everything. It means you can use your chainsaw more, it means you can use your auto axe more as well. Fascinated, increase disease resistance based on your endurance. Fireproof, take 45% less damage from explosives and flame attacks, because everything explodes and everything's hot in this game. Starch Genes, staple of any build in Fallout. You will never mutate from rads, and Radaway will never cure your mutations. Everyone's got mutations. Mutations are good for you. Trust me, mutations take you 5 a day. Rejuvenated, benefits of being well fed or hydrated are further increased when you have less than 10% rads. Next is Charisma. We're a lot more charismatic than a melee build, as you will see. We've got the Inspirational, gain more XP while on a team based on your Charisma. Strange in numbers, positive mutation effects are plus 25% stronger if teammates are mutated too. That's an absolute guarantee. So you get a nice boost of plus 25 stronger on your mutations. Tenderizer, each attack makes your target take increased damage. So the melee attack, you're going to be swinging fast, you're going to be hitting hard. So you'll be doing that extra damage on top. Bodyguard, gain damage and end resistance based on your charisma and the number of teammates. We've got Suppressor, reduce your target's damage output by 30% for 2 seconds after you attack. So we'll always be attacking, especially using the auto axe, especially using the chainsaw, anything melee related. You're always going to be pushing some sort of damage outside there. So there we go. You were doing extra damage on top there. So you see, they've got more charisma on there. I will change a few things on it down the line, I think. Maybe Bodyguard. This is a nice solo build as well. You want to solo play with this build, you sure as hell can solo play on this build. A lot of people are asking about that solo, prefer solo, want to see solo builds as well, so we'll try and get them out there at some point. Next we have Intelligence at a rank 11. Stimpaks restore more HP based on your intelligence, so you're using less Stimpaks for more health. Scrapper is my throwaway card. Obtain more components when you scrap weapons and armor. That is my throwaway card in this build. I know people ask why do I have Scrapper, but I like to have a throwaway card, and I don't think I'm wasting any points on this one, so there we go. Remember, good with salt. Food in your inventory will spoil 90% slower. I like to carry a lot of food because my overeaters build. I am overeaters on this build as well. A lot of people would say be a blooded for a melee build, but I'm trying to find out if it could be a full health on this build and see how much damage you can do. I reckon you can do insane amount of damage using a blooded build for this. So that is something I'll work on for the next video, our blooded version of this build. Next is Field Surgeon at a rank 2. Stimpaks and Radaway heal 60% faster. Quicker you can heal, the quicker you get back into the action, I say. You've got White Knight. Your armor breaks 60% slower and is cheaper to repair. Armor will take a good old beating on this build because we will be close quarters and we'll be around people plenty of times. So there we go. That's my White Knight. We've got Pyrotechnician, increased fire damage based on your intelligence. My chainsaw has the flamer effect, so we've got extra flame damage. Beautiful. Next we have Agility. First and foremost, we have Packing Light. Your action points regenerate faster when not over encumbered, so we like that. More AP, more time I can use my chainsaw or auto axe as well. Evasive, chance to evade attacks based on your agility, no power armor. Action Buy is back. Action points regenerate 45% faster because we are using a chainsaw. You will be using action points at the time you are using the chainsaw. So action points regenerate 45% faster on there. Moving target, gain 50% chance to evade while sprinting. We will be running towards people to close the gap to get a melee attack in. So we definitely want moving target on there to avoid the damage. We've got Born Survivor because we are more close quarters on this build. So falling below 40% health will automatically lose impact once every 20 seconds. So we stay alive. Extra tanky. We've got an Adrenaline. Gain plus damage per kill while on a kill streak. You will be on kill streaks in this, especially using like Deathclaw stuff. You'll be smacking people within 2 hits and you'll be gaining that kill streak fairly quick. We have got Dodgy, plus 5% chance to evade. Evade no longer has a cooldown, instead it costs AP. So you see, very tanky. Last but not least, we have Look at a rank 10. Class 3, the negative effects of your mutations are reduced by 75% at rank 3. Mutations come with negative effects, but we're negating them slightly with this card. We've got Junk Shield. We all love Junk Shield for extra damage resistance, gain resistance based on your luck and amount of junk you're held. Remember, holding 100 pieces of any piece of junk will reduce damage. There we go. We've got a bloody mess. We're going to be doing some bleeding on this build. Trust me, bleeding enemies will have a chance to explode based on your luck. Nice extra damage. We've got Ricochet, gain a chance to deflect range attacks based on luck. We've got Capital Collects as my throwaway card. 5 more bottle claps based on your luck. A couple of these will be an Aristocrat, so the more coins you have an Aristocrat, the more damage you do. Chance your equipped armor will greatly repair itself when struck. Because we are close quarters, we will be taking more damage, more fire, so we like that repair to go on there, and we have White Knights marry up on that, so your armor will never really break. And that is the perk cards on there. It's a rough and ready version of a melee build, but we'll tweak it over time, won't we? Of course we will. We're going to tweak it. Anything I'm doing wrong on this build, let me know. I'll always respond to it well. We always want to see what we could do better with these builds. So there you go. You want a moment to pause, take a breath, take this build in. There you go. So next, that is the unarmed build. What we're going to do now is get fed, so we can see stats first and foremost. On this build, our stats, we're going to be doing fire damage at a 339, 46, and 92 normal damage. We've got damage resistance at a 696, which is slightly low because of the armor we're wearing. The AP is at a 309. Poison resistance is high on this build at a 113. Fire resistance is 38, energy resistance 659, chiral 38, radiation at 5. We are using a completely different build, but you'll see what we'll be doing on this build and what we are using. So that is the stats on there. Next, we will go to mutations I am using on this. So next, it is, first and foremost, we have Adrenaline Reaction at a minus 12 HP, plus 5 damage per kill while a kill streak, Bird Bones minus 1 strength, minus 45% fall speed, minus 90% fall damage, agility at a plus 4, we've got an Eagle Eyes at a plus 4 perception, minus 1 strength, plus 50% critical damage. You get those crits on those weapons, beautiful. Egghead at a minus 0.75 endurance, plus 6 intelligence, minus 0.75 strength, electrically charged, 40% chance to deal 25% damage to melee attackers. Grounded at a minus 15% energy damage, plus 100% energy resistance, healing factor at a minus 40% chem effect, plus 3% health regen. We've got Herbivore for the 2 times benefits of veggies there, Herd Mentality, minus 0.50 on the all specials. We've got the Marsupial at a 320 jump height, plus 20% carry weight, minus 50% intelligence, Scaly Skin on there at a plus 50 energy resistance, plus 50 damage resistance, and a speed demon at a plus 20% move speed, plus reload speed, plus 30% hunger, and first while moving. I'll just slowly go back through those mutations one more time for you. Just pause as you go along so you can jot them down. I hope you're enjoying the build video at the moment. I know this one's a bit rough because I'm not used to melee builds, to be honest, but I'm hoping I get some good feedback on this and see what we can change. It is a nice little build to run around in, to be fair. Really enjoyable to run around in, just for casual play, really. I wouldn't take this as a serious thing, but I would say it would, if you're using the auto action, could do some serious damage to enemies on this build, and it is nice to run around with, and you do save ammunition on this as well. So next we'll go to what the perk cards are doing in the background while you are playing. So this is the perk card effects: Action Boy/Girl, plus 45% AP regen, Barbarian at a plus 74 damage resistance, Dodgy at a plus 5% evade chance, Evasive at a plus 7% evade chance, First Aid at 48% Stimpact healing, Good with Salt at minus 90% for spoil rate, Iron Fist at a plus 70% unarmed damage, Iron Stomach at a 67 and a 67 on damage and energy resistance, Ironclad at a plus 50% armor bonus, Junk Shield at a plus 98 energy resistance and damage resistance combined, Life Giver at a plus 131 HP, Martial Arts at a plus 30% weapon speed, Natural Resistance 39 across the board on fire, poison and Chiral resistance, Packing Light at a plus 25% AP regen, Pyrotechnician at a plus 28 fire damage, Refractor at a plus 53 energy resistance, Ricochet at a plus 10% chance, deflect chance, Strong Back at extra carry weight at a plus 50, First Quencher at a plus 87 max AP, plus 20% damage per crippled limb your targets as in the Tormentor, and Vaccinated at a plus 46% disease resistance. We are fully hydrated, so we get a plus 6% AP regen, plus 4% endurance, plus 45% disease resistance. They are your perk card effects on there. So let's get straight to the weapons on this one now. Weapons, I have several recommendations, but I would say the auto axe is a big one as well, and I would say the Mole Miner Claw, but these are the ones I like to carry around, so let's show you. We have the Vampire's Chainsaw that I've called Brum Brum Ah. And we have the Vampire, what restores 2% health over 2 seconds when you hit a target, so you'll be regaining health as you are attacking. Vampires on the Chainsaw, really nice perk card. We've got Crippling at a plus 50% limb damage, and we've got the durability at weapon breaks 50% slower, because these weapons do break real quickly, and it will have the bleed effect on there and the fire effect, and it is a power tool, so some of the cards will be negated for this one. We've got the Jewel Bar on there, and we've got the Flamer effect, so we do that extra flame damage on there. It's beautiful. And they have the Skeptic Skill Paint, the Mothman Paint. It's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Next, we're using the Ultrasight Drill Fist on here as well. And look at the numbers on there. Look at the damage numbers we are doing with this big, bad Drill Fist. Boom, boom. Drill Fist right there. We've got the plus 50% armor penetration, plus 50% limb damage, plus the free strength. When dealing damage, plus 50% chance to not use action points. 10% chance for power tools, applies fire and bleed dot damage on contact. So you see, as soon as that comes on, boom, 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 they start bleeding, and they are poisoned at the same time as well. So as you can see, it is doing ultrasight damage at the 3,608, bleed damage 1,325 over 8 seconds, and the poison damage over 32 seconds. The fire damage at 897 over 4 seconds. So much dot damage going on there. It's absolutely crazy. The Ultrasight Fist is really nice, and you get it. It's a rare drop from the raid. So that's the Ultrasight. I have the Ultrasight Bits as it's a Ultrasight Bits there for its modification. Last but not least, we have the Deathclaw Arm. That is a vampire again, but I have the Deathclaw Gauntlet skin on there, so I do apologise, but it is the Deathclaw paint. It's beautiful. I love this paint, and this is so good as well. This one, a random one here. I do need to change the third star on here, though. But we have vampires again for that extra 2% health over 2 seconds when you hit a target, the plus 40% weapon speed, plus 3 intelligence, and for the 4-star we have defenses, plus 12.5 melee damage, additional plus 12.5 damage for each nearby teammate, up to 50% on a full team. Those are the weapons I'm using on this build. Beautiful, right? Look at those numbers. Crazy, crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. But we use all three, so I can show you all the capabilities of all three of them. So let's move on to armor next. We are using the Fawn armor. The Fawn armor can be purchased for gold bullion from Minerva or from the guy upstairs in the forest map in the story. You should be able to find it. I'll leave a link to the Fawn armor in the description for you so you don't actually miss it. So the Fawn armor on melee builds has a really important feature, and that is its set bonus. Its set bonus is melee attackers bleed for 125 damage over 5 seconds, plus melee attacks cause 250% bleed damage over 10 seconds, plus 15% detection chance, plus 5% less noise when sneaking. Huge buff when you're all wearing all 5 pieces. But the problem is, this is an extremely, one of the most expensive pieces of armor to make in the game. The Thorn and the Solar armor are so expensive to make. But they are essential for a melee build. They do give you extra benefits. I do recommend you do bring them along with you. So yeah, that is the Thorn armor. It's really nice. So look at old school armor. Used to be all over the show in the meta back in the day. Beautiful, beautiful piece of armor right here. I love it. Very camo-esque. So on my Thorn armor, I have some different mods, but two the same mods and different mods in the middle second star. So I have Overeaters for that extra damage reduction up to 6% as you fill your hunger and thirst meter. The second on the chest piece is Poisoners, plus 25% poison resistance, and they have True Hikers as always to reduce the food, drink, and chem weight. I have the Polymer as its modification for that maximum damage resistance and Deep Pocketed. Remember, you cannot learn the mod plans for this. You need to buy from Modus in White Springs in the Armory. So yeah, it's a really expensive build. You have to buy all the modifications for it. It's tough armor set to get together, but if you get it together, keep it. Trust me, it's too expensive to lose. Let's go to the limbs. We've got a left arm. It's got the Overeaters. This one's got Intelligence on there. And True Hikers. Polymer again. And the Deep Pocket. It's got that set bonus up there as well. Next again, we have Overeaters with the Poisoners effect. And True Hikers, Polymer, and Deep Pocket. And those bonuses there. Left leg, we've got Overeaters. Glutton for the 101st grows 10% slow because we're Overeaters. I like to have that on there. I will change these up. These are rough mods on this build. Next, we have the Strength for that extra damage on top of there in the second star. We've got the Overeaters and the True Hikers and the Polymer. We don't have Deep Pocketed mod on this one. I need to go and sort that out, but it should be Deep Pocketed there. I will go and sort that out for that extra carry space on there. So that is your Fawn armor. Those are the modifications. Feel free to pause along the way on that one. But guess what, guys? It is testing time on our melee build. I hope you've enjoyed this video up to now. By Joe, my YouTube channel has grown so much recently. Thank you for all the comments. Like I say, I always try and stick to replying as soon as I can. If I can, don't worry, I'm not being rude. I just can't get to you at the moment. I just don't have the mental space for it at the moment or something like that. But I'll always reply, as some of you see. So let's test out all the weapons one by one. Let's do a treat this time. Let's do 3 different grunt hunts and see which melee weapon on this build comes out on top. So let's get ourselves to Highway Town. Wow, I'm glad the game hasn't crashed yet. There's been some serious stability issues on the PlayStation over the weekend. I do apologise. It's been crazy. I have crashed a lot over the weekend. I've not actually played that much this week, sadly, already, just because it's been so unstable on the PlayStation version. Let's go. I'd say I'm going to go and jump in a team. Let me just back out of here for a moment so we can move to a team. Just a couple of perk card effects I want to roll in there on that one. Let's join a public world. Oh, mutate defense are on this weekend. How's everyone been finding the mutate defense? I don't really like doing the mutate defense, you know. It just drags on for me a little bit. I do a couple of times, but I know all the plans for the mutate defense, so it's quite boring for me now to keep doing them. I don't like doing them anymore. I like doing something more exciting. But yeah, I'm glad I've got this build video out today. Finally. Ugh, it's been rough. Real rough to try and get it out. Coming up with ideas, sorting little bits out. There's still little tweaks and I want to do on this build, but we'll get there down the line. Don't worry, guys. We're always going to be doing wonderful build videos on this channel. We do like doing other things at the same time, but we need to keep those build videos going. Just having a little bit of an energy drink there. I've not stopped talking for the past 20 minutes. Oh. Oh. Let's join a public team. Let's get a full team. Ooh. Yeah, let's join this raid team, just for the sake of it. Let's go and get ourselves a nice grunt hunt. Test the chainsaw out first, see how well a chainsaw does first. I'm very happy with the drill fist. The drill fist is just insane, trust me, you'll be happy with the drill fist. I like the drill fist a lot. Let's go in. There's other great options like the auto axe for this build. Hello, Mr. Goggins. Right. I hate how long it takes for a grunt hunt to show up. Right, let's get out there. Fast travel, fast travel. Oh, my Godzilla. Has anyone seen my Godzilla camp? Great camp. Took a while. Don't know what I was doing that weekend. Just sat there for 3-4 hours building Godzilla. I don't know why. Can't explain why. Just is what it is. Right, let's start off with the chainsaw. Oh wow, there's a huge sandstorm outside. Right, let's get out there. Are we fully fed? Yeah. Let's Leatherface. Brum brum. Woo! Woo! Look out, dot damage. Boom, boom, boom. Down you go. Plenty of bleed damage there. Down. Boom. Boom. Excuse me. As you can see, just wipes them out. Clean as a whistle. Beautiful. Beautiful there. I like that. Chainsaw. 10-10. 10-10 on the chainsaw. Let's try next for the melee weapons. Actually, let's save the Ultra Sight Fist for last. Let's go for the Deathclaw. Let's go with Deathclaw next. Oh. Get that extra blade damage on there. As you can see, wow. Pew pew. Easy peasy right there. Well, let's test the Deathclaw on top of the Grunt Hunts, because obviously it's a little bit quicker than the chainsaw. So let's go try that. Like I said, you can use auto axe. There's so many things to use. It's a Brotherhood staff you can use, but I don't have that one at the moment. Sadly, I don't have that one as my belly, and that is sad that I don't have that one just yet. But we'll definitely get that over time. There will be an updated version of this build soon. Ooh, could we join another team? No, we've got more people coming in, it's fine. Next, let's try the Deathclaw out next. Ooh, we got a headhunt going up. Oh, oh, ouch, 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 ouch. We're going to have to get involved in this headhunt and grunt hunt at the same time. We've got a back-to-back one here. This will be quite exciting to see. Obviously, there will be a lot of people shooting on here, so we won't get a true interpretation, sadly, of my build. But that is what it is. How have you guys been finding my videos recently? I don't know. I love doing it now. I'm addicted to it. It is what it is. I do not like the loading screens for Fallout, though. The loading screens are horrendous. Hopefully, we will get a PlayStation 5 version at some point soon. Right. Wow. Okay, Horseman. Get that dot damage on there. Pew pew. Very nice. I can't get a real reading on that one, but as you can see, there's plenty of damage numbers there. Ooh. 1,000, 1,400, 1,400 on the damage there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful damage. I love it. I love it. That's your Deathclaw test there. It's up to you. It's very quick, this Deathclaw. Pew pew. Pew pew. Next, but not... Ooh. Excuse me, sir. As you can see, look. I'm facing no real damage. I'm very, very comfortable. Next, we're going to move on to the Ultra Sight Fist, the one I'm excited for. So let's get back, do one more grunt hunt, and then we'll do our outro. So let me know which weapon you'd prefer to use in the melee build. I'll try and do tests on all of them down the line, but these are the melee weapons I currently have. I could use a Mold Miner Gauntlet. Apparently Mold Miner Gauntlet is really peak on this sort of build as well, especially the perk cards are set up correctly. But we will see. So let's do our last test, and it's the Ultra Sight Fist. Let's get out there. The Ultra Sight Fist has plenty of dot damage going on. It's just silly the amount of dot damage it's got going on. As you can see here, look, so much damage. It's huge. You'll see. I can tap him once, leave him, and he'll drop to the floor. You'll see. Look out across the bar there. 892, 1,443, 3,929. Too much dot damage with the Ultra Sight Fist. I'll show you. Too much dot damage. If you don't know what dot damage is right now and you're new to the scene or you don't know the terminology, dot damage is damage over time. So yes, sometimes with especially with the Drill Fist, you can tap it once, wait for the tea to cook, and he's already dead. So let's go. Oh, there's a terrible sandstorm inside the Burning Springs today. The second time I noticed it, it's absolutely horrendous. Let's get out there. Excuse me. Is anybody here? I'll leave him be. Look at our dot damage there. Pump him through. But as you can tell, we're just not dying. It's fantastic, right? We're just so immune to everything. We can just stand there causing so much trouble, and we're not facing any trouble at the same time. A lot of damage resistance. Look at that. Pew. Explosion. Excuse me. Explosion. Excuse me. Explosion. Easy. Should we go and see our boys in green? Our favourite people in the whole wide world. Our super mutant friends. Let's go and test it out on them. They love being tested out on. Let's do a mishmash. Let's do a little bit of chainsaw, a little bit of Deathclaw, and a little bit of the Drill Fist. We'll see. Let's get down there. Right, for our final test, let's go and see our boys in green, like I said. Let's see if we can make a jump. Oi! Ooh, stay there. I'll come back for you later. Oh, he's already gone. Excuse me, sir. We're fading all that damage. Oh, the doggo is down. Excuse me, sir. Gone. 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 Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, oops. I don't think I was actually meant to hit him, but he was around for no good reason. Excuse me. Oof. And guys, that's our boys in green taken down. What did you think? Crazy, right? The Drill Fist. I would recommend the Drill Fist. Auto Axe. Whatever melee weapon feels good for you. But like I said, it's a great little build to run around in. Melee builds are so underappreciated. But I think, yeah, why not? Get those melee builds out, guys. Let me know what you think. Yeah, really, let me know what you think of this build. What needs changing? What would you tweak? What would you do better? Please let me know. And thank you. I'll see you on Friday for the next build video. Definitely it will be a pistol video next. I'm definitely going to do a Dom Pedro video next. So on Friday, Dom Pedro's on the way. And if I don't speak to you before then, enjoy episode 5 of Fallout Season 2 tomorrow. And I'll see you on Friday.